Hey, I'm Projector Patrick, and welcome to my YouTube. Today we're going to be diving deep again into human design, and we're going to be talking about gate 28. Just because this is my conscious sun energy, so that's like the most potent energy that you can have in human design. I think it dominates like 70% of your personality, because it's in your conscious side. So yeah, gate 28, this is all about the game player. This is all about taking risk. They call it preponderance of the great. So this energy is very, when I look at my life and I reflect and introspect, especially before human design, and it was very, giving my authority away, finding out, learning different things, but also listening to a lot of people and trying to find myself in this world. And it's so funny when I read this energy and I was like, oh, okay, so life is a game. Like, this idea of life being a game is so interesting. When I was younger, I used to love playing games. Like, I'd play games for literally hours on end. There were times that, I didn't even go to sleep, forgot to eat, just because you're so into the game, you're so into escaping your own reality. And yeah, those were actually really fun times to just, not worry about my life, even as a child, teenager, not worry about my life and just dive deep into whatever game it was, whether it was some adventure game or playing something like FIFA or Call of Duty, like all these games where you're the main character, you immerse yourself and you have an objective to score a goal, to, beat the other team. This is the game of life. If you can really see it for what it is, you are also the main character, you are also the character in a game. If you want to call life a game, not many of us see life as a game. Life is a very serious thing. We're here to do serious things like survive. We're here to do serious things like, make family, pass on our genes, continue tradition. So many different things, but the idea that life is a game, I think that was so calming for me. It made me very, just be at peace with my life and know that, do you know what? It's not as serious as society makes it to be. That you can actually just play the game and see. The one thing about life is that you only have one chance. You only have one life. So in games, obviously, you can die and respawn and come back and all these types of things, and you can play again and again and again. But in this real life, in this gate 28, you only have one. And so you really have to start asking yourselves, and this is what I did. I start to ask myself, what do I really want from this game? What am I trying to do here? And every day now that I'm in my experiment, it makes so much sense. It aligns. There is a path that I'm on, this fixed fate, this idea of, playing the game of life, but playing it true to myself. Try not to overthink things. I'm a massive victim of this, but playing the game in my way, because everyone's game is different, right? Yet society tries to make everyone's game the same, but we're all on this different path called life. We are all in a different game. And one of the big things about the 28 is this idea of risk. And, in life it's so important to take risk. When you really think about it, we didn't get here, reading the history books and, listening to your parents' stories, your grandparents' stories. We did not get here by playing it safe. Our ancestors, our ancestry dating back to caveman times or wherever you want to go back, human beings, we are born to take risk. Everything is risk. We step outside of our home, it's a risk. We drive a car, we ride a bike. Anything we do is risk. But in this sense, it's about taking a calculated risk. It's about knowing that yes, you could fail, yes, you could potentially die, but still going anyway, still believing in yourself, in your true self, and going forward, one foot in front of the other. and seeing where it takes you in life, because no risk, no reward. It's cliche, but it's so true. I like to think of it back to when we were, I guess, like cavemen, cavewomen back in those times. We had such a survival instinct to be community, to be together, to help each other. And, you know, we as tribes, we just used to adventure. We didn't know where we were going. We used to guide ourselves through intuition. We used to guide ourselves through the stars, you know, in the night sky. Why is this big shining thing here? You know, we didn't have the answers. We didn't have technology. We just followed our intuition. We trusted, you know, something greater than ourselves. We just knew. We had an innate, you know, response to just take risk, to go. And a big part of life is trial and error for all of us, you know, not just the third lines and the sixth lines, but absolutely for all of us. You know, we're going through this process of, you know, learning through failure, and part of that failure is taking risk. There's just no way around it. You know, we can't stay in our sheltered homes, or we can't be coddled by our parents forever. We have to go out there and be and do adventure. And when I think of my conscious son, when I think of Gate 28, I think of adventure. I think of going out there to just try things. I think taking risk, playing the game of life. These are such incredible things that, you know, in itself, it is such an amazing thing when you zoom out and look at it. It's like, wow, we're actually here, we're alive, we're moving with purpose, you know. One of the big things about the 28, it obviously is in the spleen, the splenic center. So this is to do with our fears. This is to do with our intuition. And, you know, this idea of having or living life without purpose is huge for the 28. And yeah, I used to question, even to this day, I still question myself a lot about what is my purpose? What is the point of actually me surviving? You know, what am I trying to do here? Why do we need to survive? Why are we trying to improve? Why do I want to mutate? Why do I want to transform? But it's even more deep than that. Like, what's the point? What is the purpose of that? And then you find out in life that you have to give yourself purpose. It's not something that you can, you know, externalize or look at other people for. Of course we do that so we can learn, so we can have some sort of common ground to build a foundation, if you like. But the truth is, when it comes to purpose, it's within you. It's something that you have to absolutely just dive deep in. You have to know yourself. It's not something that is someone else is going to tell you, for example. And again, in life, I mentioned before, it's so juicy and so distracting that we forget to go within. We don't realize that we actually can go inside and know. This was so like true for me. I knew that, you know, my whole life there's so much noise. There's so many different opinions. There's so many voices that are telling you to go down this path or that path. But actually, you need to go within. You need to find out within. You know, you've lived life now. You've been through some experiences now. What does it mean for you? Can you piece the puzzles together? And yeah, this is what I've been doing. And again, human design, the amazing tool that it is, put me on that trajectory. It gave me a framework to go within. And then when you start reading this information, when you start introspecting and, you know, using it for yourself, especially as a 28, with the conscious sun as 28, you definitely start to see things clearer. You definitely start to think, wow, life is a game. Wow, I should take a risk. Wow, I'm starting to begin to know my purpose. Oh my God, actually, I know my purpose. I know what I should do in life now. I know where I'm heading. Not that I know where I'm heading, but I'm on the right path, because, again, life is so mysterious. You know, life can change in an instant. One day you're here, the next you're gone. So we never know what we're heading, but that's so beautiful. The unknown is so beautiful. It's so yeah, mysterious. And I think that unknown quality, it ties into the 28, this idea of playing the game of life. We don't know, like, what's the prize, what's the reward of life. You know, when we play these games, there's always an end goal, there's always a last level or something like this. So, you know, we're always going towards an end, we're always coming to a goal. But then the game of life, you know that the joy and the experience is the actual journey of life. It's the grinding, it's the days, it's the Tuesday, it's the Wednesday. It is not, you know, the end goal. It was just keep going, keep trying, keep seeing, experiencing, and following your path. Many people are not going to relate to this because obviously they may not have the 28 in their body graph. Everyone has a different, you know, conscious sun, etc. So for your own energy type, I think it's really cool because you can create for yourself what that will mean for you, obviously in line to human design. But for those of us with the 28, I would love to hear other people's experiences on how, you know, what kind of game are you playing? What risks are you taking? Do you know your purpose? These are such interesting qualities that, you know, 28s have. And even if you just have this gate in your chart in general and you want to, you know more about it, because when I read, you know, the I Ching and I look at the 64 gates and stuff, like this 28, it really resonates. It really gives me a good feeling inside. It really makes me feel like, wow, you know, my life is an adventure, that I think I am on the right path, that I think I am doing things that, you know, are true to myself, and I'm doing it through risk. Like, I believe when I look at my family or my social circle, I'm definitely like my family. Like I look at my dad, I look at my grandfather, and these men took big risks to get where they were in life today. Like huge risks with huge responsibility, always trying to be resourceful, but for a reason, for survival, so they can, you know, thrive, so they can evolve, you know. And it's funny when I hear my grandfather's story, when I hear my dad's story, and I'm looking at my journey, you know, we're not so dissimilar. Like when I look at my design part of my body graph and I see certain gates and I see how these gates reflect my family, reflect my, you know, my generation, actually, it all makes sense, and like knots are being tied. It's like I have something to accomplish that is even greater than me, that, you know, if I have children, maybe they will accomplish as well. And I think this is the genetic part of human design, that it goes so deep in us, and it's so beautiful how we all carry these energies. And yeah, we're here for a reason. For sure, I believe I'm here for a reason, and I know my purpose. I know what it is I'm meant to do. I know that I need to be my true self in public. I know I need to talk about what lights me up. I know I need to talk about human design. I know I need to be of service and help others, just as, you know, others have helped me, just as human design has helped me. I need to pass that on in my way, in this body that the universe has blessed me with, you know, with this voice, with this look, with all this experience, to give to another generation, to inspire, to teach, to just vibe, to just be, because energy, it doesn't lie. And with the 28, this is such a powerful energy in the fact that we are all playing a game of life. Some of us are asleep to it, and that's okay, because maybe one day we'll be awakened to it. And in that moment, you will have a completely different experience, which will lead you into your next experience. playing this game of life it's a privilege, it's a joy. I know I'm a very privileged person and I have a lot of, good things, good qualities in my life, but I'm doing the universe a disservice to ignore that, to keep being small, to not put myself out there, to keep being a victim and say I have anxiety or, I have fear from what people think of me. That is such a low vibration that, it's enough. It comes to a point in your life where you think enough is enough. It's time to go beyond that. It's time to actually face your fear and go into it. And the 28 is a huge fear. The fear of, death in terms of not fulfilling your purpose, dying without some sort of reason or without fulfilling what it is you're actually here to do. And that is a huge fear that I think I am on the trajectory to overcoming. Of course, every day, we fight demons. Every day is a struggle, for sure. But within that struggle is a lot of beauty. There's a lot of growth. And fear is actually, it's so important. You can wield fear. You can use it. You can use it to, go down deep where you've never gone before. And that's something that the 28 has definitely shown me, for sure. So yeah, if we have any comments about the 28, please leave those comments. Please, get involved. Anyone who has the 28 in their body graph, especially if it's your conscious son, I would love to know that, because I think we can have a good discussion. There's something for sure that I would love to learn from you and vice versa. But this has been Projector Patrick talking on human design once again. Thank you.